How you guys doing? It has been some time since I made a video where I actually sat down and talked to you guys. I want to apologize in advance. You're going to hear my chair creaking, and I am stuffy from allergies. You know, it's April, allergy time. It's spring. Nevertheless, I was doing my best to stay away from making these kind of videos because I didn't see the point. I think about 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I made a video saying I wouldn't make no more videos like this because I already saw at that time what was going to happen. It was going to come to a state where it became normal to hear of African Americans being gunned down on the street by cops. And that's where we at right now. We're in a state of normalcy where we, on a daily basis, almost every day or every week, we hear about someone being gunned down. And what really kind of incited me to make this video is when I heard about the young brother, I think his name is Stephon Clark. It wasn't just the fact that he was gunned down, but it's what I heard from you guys. And I'm going to use a word I hate to hear. But many of you guys say, yes, he deserved to die. He was a coon. He deserved to die. I'm thinking to myself, and many other mean things y'all said. You see, when I was growing up as a kid, my parents and grandparents always said, how did we come to the point where we tell the whole world what we don't like, how we don't like it, what deserve? We just tell them everything. And what you all don't understand is, I'm gonna use the word you all like to use. Other people besides black people will be watching these videos, and they're gonna formulate their own opinions and say, "Wow, that's what they talk about. One of their own being gunned down the street. Wow, listen to them. They say he deserved to die. Wow." You never stop to think, well, wait a minute, what about this man's family? Not just his parents. What about his wife? His children? They don't have a father anymore. I mean, how do you harden your heart so much to not care? How do we come to that point? I mean, it's okay for you to talk like that inside your house off of the internet. But you have to think, man, that once you post it on the internet, it's there. And other people will interpret and draw whatever conclusions they want to draw from what you guys are saying. I mean, I don't think you understand the direct ramifications of doing such foolish things. But the reason I stopped making these kind of videos because, like I said before, it happens too frequently. I go on the internet today, not even looking for that. I was trying to find a young man's name, so I put in a search of African American shot by cops. I pull up the story that happened today, or it's posted today. It says NYPD fatal shooting of Shahid Vassell in Crown's Heights. Because they shot him. They say that this man had a metal pipe, so they shot and killed him. I'll show you the image in a second. And this is what I'm talking about. It happens too frequently. You don't even have time to actually mourn before you hear about the next person being shot. And the next person being shot. So if I was to cover everyone, I'd be in a state of constant mourning. A state of constant grief. Always being angry. Always wondering, will I be next? see, you really have to understand what's really happening. You have to understand the bigger picture. But you also have to be mindful of what you put on the internet. Not just you is going to read it. And long after you might have changed your mind about, changed your views about something, well, that video you put out is still there. Those comments you made are still there. Okay, you got to be mindful. If you're telling me you at war, why don't you conduct yourself like you're at war? I'm just saying. You do all this talking, but you do very, very little thinking. What I see happening in America, though, is going to be more of the same. I can guarantee before the year's out, they're going to have about maybe 20 to 25, if not 30 more African Americans being gunned down by the cops. That's just the reality of it right now. Is it right? No, it's not right. But it's the reality. You see, I see things for the way they are. Not the way I wish they would be. What do we do to stop it? Well, the answer is simple. You have to become organized. You can't have different thoughts out there. Some saying, it's unjust. Some saying, he deserved to die. He was a coon. That's not, you gotta have collective unity.
We say that we must come to know the difference between mobilization and organization because the enemy will use mobilization to demobilize us. Mobilization is very easy. Very, very easy. Because since we're people who are instinctively ready to respond against acts of injustice, anytime there's one little act of injustice, we can blow it up and we'll find people who come and make some mass demonstration around it. Miss Sally lost her job. Let's rally. She'll get her job back. People will come and rally. So-and-so got kicked out of school because the teacher's unjust. The people will come and rally. They will come to rally at issues. And this is what mobilization does. It mobilizes people around issues. Those of us who are revolutionary are not concerned with issues. We're concerned with the system. The difference must be properly understood. The difference must be properly understood. Mobilization usually leads for reform action, not to revolutionary action. If we would look scientifically at the October 16th million and more march, we would see clearly that this was a mobilized event, not an organized event. We must know clearly the difference between mobilization and organization. One of the characteristics of mobilization is that it is temporary. Organization is permanent and eternal. Clear differences must be made because the unconscious can usually be captured easily around one-issue items, around mobilization items, but it's hard to catch them around organization. But these unconscious must be brought to organization. We must transform mobilization to organization. We say the enemy will come and use mobilization to demobilize us. Many brothers and sisters who've been to the million and more march will say to you, I was there. Well, what are you doing today, my sister? I was there. There weren't too many sisters out there, but with a million brothers together, where I had to be. I was there. Yes. And then, of course, you find brothers, I was there. I helped you. What are you doing today, brother? If we're not careful, we allow mobilization to become events. The struggle is never an event. It's a process, a continual, eternal process. We say it is our job to use mobilization to drive us to organization. Our theme is organization. We want power. We don't want money. We don't want fame. We don't want fortune. We don't want popularity. We want power. Power. And power comes only from the organized masses. Power comes only from the organized masses. Therefore, since this is what we're concerned with, power, and we as a Pan-Africanist, we have every right to be concerned with it. Africa, after all, is the richest continent on the face of the earth. Properly organized, should be the most powerful continent on the face of the earth.
When we in our private meeting, we can have our conversation. Well, I think he's this and I think he's that. I don't like that word coon. I think it's stupid that we re-embrace an insult that was given upon us. I mean, hey, that was used upon us. I'm sorry, but hey, some of y'all talking heads that you guys look up to, they use that word so easily. So it makes me wonder about their ideology. Well, I already know that they embrace the Europeans' ideology and the Europeans' lexicon, which means vocabulary, by the way. And it's not surprising. It's not surprising at all. In fact, it make me wonder what are their true motives, to tell you the truth. I mean, it really makes me wonder, what are their true intentions? Always stirring up division, never any real unity. Yes, we can have differences, but if you don't unify on anything, you will never make any progress. You will still be here 20 years or 40 years from now, or long after I'm dead, talking about the same issues. Protesting, marching, protesting. I mean, doesn't that get tiring? It's happening consistently because some people don't see that you have any worth. That's why you keep going through the same cycle. And you can't really blame them when you hear the kind of comments coming from us within the camp. Yes, he said some stuff that, I mean, excuse me, that he shouldn't have said on social media. I get it. And some of you were hurt by his comments. But keep in mind, the man was still in his 20s. He still had time to change. He still had time to be molded into something else. We all said things, and done things that we might regret. If you haven't, that's good for you. I'm sure you will, though, at some point in your time, at some point in your life. But how did we get to that point? I'm just wondering, how did we get to that point where we just completely disregard someone's life because of their viewpoints, completely negating the fact that this was a human being. This was someone who had little ones looking up to him. I mean, we don't even care about that. Just want to get our point across. But I don't think I'm going to make any more videos about any type of shooting again. I think that's going to be my last one. Because like I said, it becomes too disheartening. It's going to have to come to a point where you're going to have to realize either you're going to get organized or you start making plans to, well, leave or move. Some of you say, well, I'm moving nowhere. Okay, well, that's good for you. See, my solution is different. People always ask about solutions, but you really don't want any real solutions. You want solutions that make you feel good. As for me, I plan to make a move. I mean, like I said, it's up to you. You do what you need to do. But I already see where this journey is taking us. It's going to be more of the same, more protesting, more crying, more loss, more people making videos about divide and conquer, and just when you really look at the situation for what it is. Africans in America, black people, Hebrews, whatever you identify yourself as, we're in a very perplexing quagmire. Some of you have this disdain for the Europeans so much, but you depend solely on the European for your survival. Have you ever stopped and think about it for a second and say, wait a minute, suppose one day, hypothetically speaking, they say, we don't want you in our stores anymore. You can't buy any food from us. Where are you going to go to buy your food? You have the money, but they don't want your money because they don't need it. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? You're going to protest and say it's not fair? It's not right? Okay, cool. In the meantime, you're starving to death. In the meantime, your children are hungry. What are you going to do? Suppose to say, you know what? We don't want you on our jobs anymore. We're going to fire all you guys. Well, we give you a severance pack. It's cool. You know, what do you do? So what to say, we don't want you to bank with us anymore. You can take all your money. Here you go. Give it right back to you. What do you do? So what to say, we don't want you in our houses anymore. Yeah, when I'm paying my mortgage, okay, here's all the money you paid to your mortgage. Here you go. We don't want you in our apartments anymore. Get out of our apartments. Damn, allergies kicking my butt now. So what to say, we don't want you in our cars anymore. But I'm paying my car note. We know. Here's all the money you paid on the car note. Here you go. We're gonna take our car back. What do you do? What do you do? Or when you get sick, we're not gonna admit you to the hospital. You gotta find somewhere else to go. What do you do? You know what? Your loved one passed away. We're gonna leave the ones you already have buried in the cemetery here, but we're not gonna bury any more you guys anymore. Or you want to get cremated? Well, we don't know where you're gonna go. We're not allowing you to be cremated over here. What do you do? That's what I'm talking about when I say you guys are not real. You're still thinking on an infantile level. Now, this is hypothetically speaking. But suppose that was to come to pass. All that hate you have in your heart for the European other people, they got everything you need to survive right now, currently. I'm not talking about how it used to be. I'm talking about right now in 2018 in America. If you find yourself in Britain or wherever you find yourself, now on the continent is a little bit different. On the continent of Africa. But I'm talking about you find yourself in these so-called civilized societies like America, Britain, Australia, so forth. What do you do? With all that hate in your heart, you think you would have some intelligence. You know what? Let me create something for myself. But it seems like all we could do is talk and talk. I think it's real funny. Some of us preach about history and teach history while other people are actually making history. It's funny. So we talk about history and we teach about history, but they're making history. And then we're going to turn around and teach the history they make. You know, I got to give it to Dick Gregory. He was right when he said, it's a game. It's a game and we're playing to lose. I often said we're playing Connect 4 while they're playing chess. But allow me to make an addendum to that. We're not even playing anything. We're spectators. They're playing chess and we're spectators. We're watching on the sideline. It's funny. Real funny, man. But I don't want to make this video too long. But just some of the stuff that I think about. You should start thinking about it seriously also. Because all that hate you have in your heart and all the attitude you have behind, that ain't gonna do you no good. If you don't start organizing right now and make collective strides to do something different, what you see happening in America is going to continue to happen. It ain't gonna stop. I don't care how much you wish it to stop. I don't care how much you pray about it stopping. I don't care how much you say, why are they shooting us? Why are they killing? That ain't gonna do you any good. You're just wasting your time. Organize. Strategize. Have one collected vision. You don't have to all agree, but you have to say, you know what? This is the best course for right now. Once you get to a certain point, you can really negotiate within the team what's the best course of action. But if you can't even make it that far, I don't see anything changing in America.
We want power. We don't want money. We don't want fame. We don't want fortune. We don't want popularity. We want power. Power. And power comes only from the organized masses. Power comes only from the organized masses.